All right, welcome back to this lesson. Now, in this lesson, I'm going to be going over curl type. You might be thinking to yourself, yeah. I know so much about curl type already. I know my hair type. I don't need to listen to this. But guys, remember when I was introducing this lesson, I said you should keep an open mind here. So in this lesson, I will need you to open your mind as wide as possible because guys, you know me, I'm going to be sharing some new details, some cutting edge information that you are probably not used to. And most importantly, I'm going to be going over how your curl type affects your hair's moisture retention level and why your hair is always so dry and what you can do about it. All right, so let's get right into it. Now, curl typing, this is one of the three major types of hair typing. Now, black women generally would have curly hair or coily hair, right? And there are many ways actually that people have classified hair type, that they've given names to different hair texture, but the most popular method is the alphanumerical hair typing system. Now I'm going to go through that right now. So from this image you can see, we have this image, even though I'm going to show you the next image, which will make things more clear. So in this image you have the different types of hair types. So you have type 1, type 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B, and 4C. So the tighter your coils are, the further right on the chart it is. Now, when you read about hair typing, guys, I know they can be so confusing. Even for myself, they can be really confusing because you have people saying that, okay, so type 4B has kinks, type 4C has coils, or type 4B has Z shape or whatever. Guys, it is so complicated. So for me, I just choose whatever number that makes the most sense. And I'm going to be sharing how to determine your curl type. So generally, and again, I said generally, not in every case. So generally, black women will fall under type 3 or type 4, even though there are some black women with type 2 hair. But generally, most of us will fall under type 3 or type 4, even though a majority of us would have type 4 hair. So you're probably wondering, okay, there are so many YouTubers with type 3 hair. What are you talking about? But most black women have type 4 hair. Ladies with type 3 hair, they are in the minority. So just keep that in mind again. Remember, open mind. So majority of black women will have type 4 hair, unless obviously you're mixed or whatever. Again, that's the minority. So again, one more thing to keep in mind is that it is possible to have a mixture of hair type on one head due to a mixture of genes. So it is possible to have type 3C, type 4A, type 4B, or it is possible to have type 4A, type 4B, type 4C on one head, right? Because when you mix genes, so your mom's genes, plus your dad's genes, things can, mix up and you can get different hair texture. So let's go over how to determine your curl type. So what you're going to do is you're going to wash your hair with shampoo, cleanse it up, remove every product, remove the curl styler, remove the gel, remove pretty much anything you have in your hair right now. And you are going to compare how your hair looks like right now to one of these images, right? So I only grabbed this section because most ladies who will be taking this course will have type 4 hair. So you can compare it and match it up with these images, so type 4A, type 4B, or type 4C, if this is much easier for you. So remember, if your curls are loose, then you probably fall maybe on the left side. If they are very tight, very coily, then you fall on the right hand side. So type 4A, 4B, 4C. So you're probably wondering, okay, that is so easy, that is so general. Because again, guys, remember, this is just one of the three major types of hair type that determines, your hair's moisture retention level. So don't get too obsessed over it, right? Because I'm gonna be going over the other two major types of hair type that you need to be aware of and that determines your hair's moisture retention capability. So before I end this lesson, I wanted to go over why you have curly hair or why you have coily hair. So depending on the shape of your follicles and in an upcoming lesson, I will just briefly go over follicles. So follicles pretty much are the tiny holes on your head, on your scalp, where your hair grows out of. So depending on the shape of the follicles, right, it will determine if your hair will be straight, curly, wavy, coily, or whatever. So for curly hair or for coily hair, scientists say that our follicles are bent, sort of like what you see here. So it's not round, right? It's not round, it's not oval, it's sort of like bean shaped, sort of, right? And it's bent, it's not straight. Because here for the straight hair, you can see, right? Like the hair just grows out and it grows out straight. But for curly hair and even for coily hair, the follicle, right, the hair has to go through so much maneuver, so much so much stress pretty much, just to grow out of your follicles, just to grow out of your scalp. And also, yeah, so when it grows out of your follicles, right, so that's why our hair comes out coily, curly, or whatnot, right? So it is based on the shape of your follicles, right? So that's why you have a different hair texture from other people. So let me go over some truths about type for hair. So 5 things you need to know about type 4 hair. It is very, very, very versatile. By that I mean we can wear our hair straight, we can wear it wavy, we can wear it curly, with twist outs and whatever hairstyle. We can wear cornrows without putting any gel or band or whatever, just to hold the braids in place. We can wear an afro puff. We can wear pretty much any hairstyle without needing hairspray, without needing gels, without needing any of these products that hold your hair in place. Our hair defies gravity. And the other truth you should know is that type 4 hair, it is actually very fragile. Even though it looks like it is tough, it is rock solid or whatever, your hair is actually so fragile. Because again, going back to that image of the follicles, right, you can see how much stress your hair has to go through just to come out of your scalp, right? So know that your hair, it is very fragile, even though it looks like it is so tough. And our hair, I mean, this is the reason why you are taking this course. It is often very, very, very dry. And I'm going to be going over why that is in an upcoming lesson. And number 4 is that our hair, let's be real here, it can be very painful to work with, especially if you do not know what you are doing. Because guys, as a type 4 naturalista, as a type 4 naturalista, guys, there's a reason why most times my hair is usually out, meaning I rarely braid my hair or do anything to it. Because most people that I've come in contact with, most hairstylists, are just not familiar with type 4 hair. Even though there are so many ladies going natural every single day now, you would think they should know about natural hair. Sometimes these hairstylists have type 4 hair themselves, but I just like, oh my gosh, right? And our hair, again, this is another reason why you are taking this course. Our hair breaks very easily, especially if care isn't taken. So just keep in mind all these 5 truths about type 4 hair. So now let me go over how your curl type affects your hair's moisture retention capability. So now, due to the coily nature of your hair, right? Due to the coily nature of your type 4 hair, it feels very dry, right? And as a result of that, it can be hard to retain moisture. And also, the coily nature of your hair, it disturbs the cuticle arrangement on your hair shaft. And I'm going to be showing you an image to show you what that looks like and why your hair, it is always so dry. And also our curly hair can sometimes slow down the distribution of oil and moisture on our hair shaft. So you're thinking, okay, this is all scientific stuff. Adiola, please break it down for me. So let me show you all those images again. So remember this image of our hair shaft. So you have the cuticles, you have the vagina, you have the cortex, right? Okay, so the cuticle, so this is the cuticle. This is the only part that you actually come into contact with every single day. So what happens is that when our hair, when it grows out of our scalp, right? So this cuticle levels, so this is the cuticle level for straight hair, for type 1 hair. So can you imagine when you twist and turn, this hair shaft and the cuticles and everything, as you can see for type 4A to 4C hair, right? What's going to happen to this cuticle level is that some of them will be raised, it'll, feel rough, it won't feel as, smooth as it should be, and it probably won't close and just be in a perfect position, right? Because as you can see, you know type 1 hair, when it grows out of a scalp, it just goes straight. But for type 3 hair, it has to, go through all the twists and turns just to come out of a scalp. And so that's going to affect your hair's cuticle arrangement level, right? So some of them might become raised, some of them might become chipped, right? So just remember that, with curly hair, the reason why our hair always feels dry is because the the cuticles aren't arranged perfectly well as they normally will with straight hair, or with even curly hair, or with wavy hair. And because as you can see, there's like so much stuff going on for type 4A, 4B, and 4C hair, right? Okay. So now, finally, so to wrap up this lesson, so should you care about hair typing? Should you care about curl typing? Because you probably heard so much about, oh, don't worry too much about your hair type, your curl type. Just know how to deal with it. But guys, I just shared why you need to know about your curl type and the advantages of knowing that, and what hair typing is not. So it's not something that's used against you to make you feel bad about your hair type. So my answer to that is yes, 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 yes. You should care about your curl type. And why should you care? So let me quickly list out these 4 reasons. So knowing your curl type will help you to know where you stand on your natural hair journey. Because again, I said earlier on that sometimes I get ladies send me emails and I'm asking them, okay, what's your hair type? And they're like, oh, it's tough, it's hard, it's this. I'm like, okay, what does that mean, right? So it'll help you know where you stand on your natural hair journey. It'll also help you to identify with other groups of women with a similar hair texture. So there are so many pages, Facebook groups, Instagram pages, just for type 4C hair, for type 4 hair, and you have so many blogs like myself that caters you just want particular hair type, mainly type 4 hair. And it'll also help you to get targeted hair advice and be realistic about your hair, because guys, I know, yeah, type 3 hair feels so nice, looks nice and everything, but it's better for you to go get hair advice from somebody who has your hair texture, who has a similar hair texture as with you, right? And finally, it'll help you to research the right information, because if you know your hair type, like, okay, so I have type 4A hair, I have type 4C hair, it'll help you to get the best results, the best answer to whatever problems you are going through with your hair, right? With your type 4 hair. All right, so the action point for this lesson will be to determine your curl type. So what is your curl type? Is it type 3A, curly curly, 3B, curly swirly, 3C, 4A, 4B, or 4C, right? So just look at your hair, right? So remember, you have to wash your hair first. Wash everything up so you can get the best result, because it doesn't make sense to do a twist out or a braid out and then you think, okay, I have type 3 hair, or I have type 3 type 3C hair. It doesn't make sense. You need to wash out your hair, and just from a freshly cleansed hair, then you can determine what your real hair type is. And also, let me know what your hair type is in the discussion box below, in the comment section below. I would love to know what your hair type is in the comment section below. All right, so in the next lesson, we are going to be going over your hair thickness, and that's the second major hair type that you need to be familiar with. All right, guys, so I will see you in the next lesson.